Hello and good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my High Elves Italians campaign. It's a mortal one, the Mortal Empire. And we're in ourselves a replay, and immediately it starts off with basically the key components of how my Ellyrian Reavers are literally going to basically be the MVPs of this entire game. Because I literally caused them to have so much of a confusion and complete disarray with all of their men. And I was doing that by literally immediately Vanguard deploying them and using them to distract their archers. I've came to the conclusion though that awkwardly though their spears was close to me. Literally, they are incredibly close to the point where I should have to basically had to move them out. And while my other army are coming up, so as you can see, we're coming up, and I also got my notable in the middle as well, which I use him to an okay extent. He doesn't do that great, but he also does some work as well. I can't deny that as well. So yeah, I probably should have had my noble charge into the rear combats over here. And it's kind of awkward to tell who is who because, well, they look literally they're complete identical clones of each other, so it's kind of awkward. Yeah, I'm sure my mod does allow me to have a little bit of a comparison of understanding who is who, but it's only literally like a minor color in this case because it's like we're both blue and we're both white, so it's like, yeah, they're a blue. It'd be interesting to see them with like pure blue and then white rather than dark blue with a light blue stripe rather than being white with blue stripe. But yeah, my archers are just also firing upon the ones that are retreating, making sure they run away, because also I find the AI will really come back from routing incredibly quickly. And they are also incredibly good at dodging bullets, because the AI will literally move their units around formation to like dodge almost every bullet you fire upon them, as well as also being able to fire in multiple directions. I've seen them turn around on the spot and fire in different directions in like a matter of 10 seconds. Well, not even 10 seconds, that's too long, like 5 seconds actually. And yeah, a lot of these arrows firing coming down could be hitting my own airlock, so I ended up changing to be more well suited, and the only one I can really see without getting friendly fire would be their princess. But even then, the accuracy coming down isn't that very valid. Good day, old bro. Get rid of that, we don't need this hub anymore.
Quick time!
You want to see the same people poking each other. Right? Yeah, go team. I can't tell. What's going on here? It's like this guy's stabbing that guy. In this battle right now, I would never be able to tell friend from foe. Maybe it's because I was gonna say maybe I don't have stripes, or maybe their stripes are different than my stripes. But all of our shields seem different as well due to my the retection mod I have, so it makes them have more variation, so their shields have a lot more of a variety to them. Or that was them in general, but hey, whatever. Yes, this is such a spectacular wonder, and soon, at some point, they will all break, as they are doing so now. I'm not certain what unit is still available, actually. Oh yeah, this is my victory here. I just thought I would chase after their lord to kill them and beat them to a pulse. I'm just going to fast forward this so you can see the kills and whatnot, because for some reason, if I was to quit the replay here, it would just say 0 kills, 0 like deaths, and no victory losses anywhere. But most of this is just chasing after the princess, because I wanted to try and defeat the princess, which I should have actually chased down these spearmen over here and some more of the spearmen that are like higher ranks, because they still ended up retreating anyway, and they just gained the lord on the same thing compared to me. So it was kind of awkward, but yeah, we've got to give ourselves a close victory, so not bad. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of the majority of my kills were due to the Ellyrian Reavers, and it's quite interesting as well. And their archers had hardly anything because they were just like which way do we shoot? I really don't know. This isn't good. Yeah, especially because it was it was both in my favor, because in our favor, I say, and it was actually more in their favor at the start of the actual battle, in a way, mainly just for the fact that they assumed the Eagle Claw bow thrower can rack up a lot of kills, and if I didn't Vanguard deploy and just moved up my Ellyrian Reavers next to my guys, yeah, they would rack up so many kills. Even their archers as well would rack up so many kills, because they wouldn't be having to sort of try and keep on redeploying to try and deal with like all these Ellyrian Reavers coming at them from every angle. And I was able to pick them apart in basically like very easily with that. But yeah, as I said with the Noble didn't really do much. A lot of the times I tried to have the Noble duel the Princess, and it just didn't work very well. Even though the fact that I have armor piercing and she doesn't. Yeah, it was just her melee stats just were stronger than the Nobles, and she was able to get a lot more successful hits off. The Dice Gods were with me, really, not very well with me. But yes, we also have another battle, which one would be a lot more interesting. I'll be showing that one to you right now. Okay, so we have this battle now, and this is at the Unicorn Gate. And it's one of the gate battles, obviously, because you can see that glorious gate, which it's a shame we are not fighting like up here. But I guess this will be just chokehold hell all the way down here. But yeah, it's going to be definitely very interesting. And as far as my deployment goes, as you can sort of see, I always like to deploy over on the one side and then move units over to the left hand side to try and catch them off guard. So not as many of their units, as you can see from where they've deployed. A lot of their units have been deployed over to the right hand side. But also with them inevitably thinking this as well, in case they are moving some of their Sword Masters of Hoeth, as well as also some of their White Lions over. And luckily for me, that as you can see, there's nothing over here to defend. Besides, wait. I see. Oh, there's Shadow of the Eagles up there. That's all I see. I was gonna say, like, I was seeing shadows in the floor. I was like, I don't remember seeing you in the battlefield. But yeah, taking a bit of an awkward time to get around up there, and it's a bit awkward. And they're also sending over these really nice looking gate guard. I have never seen the gate guard before. I think it actually look really nice. Especially also they got the champion in there through a champion mod I got as well, which adds a leader to all of them. I'm not sure if they really have different stats or if it's just more for similar to tabletop in that you can see it. But yeah, also our lines have met gloriously and starting to get up onto their walls. I literally came at perfect timing and literally just climbing them now. And this is very interesting. It's going to say, especially having this their champion first, which is a noble in a way, which I would have liked their noble for the White Lines of Straight to actually be having the axe, and it is possible because hey, as for the White Lines, come on, let's get it good. That's better. And awkwardly, there seems to be a weird bit of pathing with my White Lines not to understand where to start striking it or. But yes, this is all so glorious. Anything I'm worried about this is, yeah, there's a lot of. I should have moved these guys a little bit better because they are getting shot up due to this artillery piece, and it is just killing a lot very quickly. I'm uncertain what is firing at you. I'm assuming it's these gated guards over here. And yes, I'm just breaking through. And I did break through, but I guess I just moved. I basically knowing that it's cavalry, I need to get a better run up. I basically moved back a little bit, set my spears because I guess it makes sense. And for some reason they started retreating, and I was there like, sweet, alright, that sounds cool for me. I'll try and envelop these bits. I'll try and envelop them. Because I know that they are Sword Master of Hoeth, and they would be a little bit better for me. But I was hoping, hey, if I surround them, I could get some work done. And especially if they're trying to retreat, I can get into a better lineup formation. Because as you can see, I'm starting just to kind of form up by the marks on the floor, and then I see, they're turning around. I'm going to start forming up over here. But yeah, the quite bizarre thing about it is that I just didn't realise how much of an OP like wreck this is going to be with the Swordmaster Poet right here. Surprisingly, the White Lions are so close, and they could have done a brutal mess to these spears right here, especially if we not micromanaging him properly. They could have literally charged into him, and yet for some reason they flee. They assume, obviously, that these spearmen will do so well. And also, what I've noticed with their Swordmasters is they start to sort of like move around, and they try and, as you saw here, chase at getting from these all my Ellyrian Reavers and cavalry, which I've been sending up here because I want to send them up here, send them up there to the top here, so I could try and move around here, start getting some rear charges off of here. Hopefully, for me, I got a good charge defense over here against the Silver Helm, but even the Silver Helm high armor stats are going to not do much bad problems. I worded that wrong. I meant to say my swordsmen are going to have problems, but I ended up just wording it terribly. And I've broken through and I'm causing some serious havoc with the Tyrion and the nobles. Brought down one of the eagles. I'm sure it's a summoned eagle, so it wasn't that great of a wonder splendor, because, well, you're able to summon great eagles like as if you're a Gandalf or something. I'm not gonna. So it's quite impressive actually, because they have two to start off with, and then they can summon, I'm sure they summoned at least 3 more eagles, so you could have a lot of eagles. And over here, this combat with the Great Guards, which these Great Guards are so weakened and I have almost full health on these White Lions. Also over here, this is also quite weird. As you can see, our stats are quite similar. And also the thing I find weird is that my White Lions are straight up like, oh, okay, there's only 1 chevron on you, but I mean, there's no chevron on you, and they have pretty much better stats. So I find that quite bizarre. But yeah, it's quite awkward as well, even with magic and throughout this entire battle being similar health, they just for some reason lose decisively, in a way. These White Lions end up going through 2 full units of White Lions, probably because the pathing over here is a bit bugged with mine. They end up coming round a bit awkwardly, but oh well. I'm holding my mage a bit preservatively, and yeah, casting Apotheosis just to try and help them out over here, and still surprisingly didn't do that much either. And over here I'm thinking like, Jesus, these Swordmasters are like tearing me up, and this is not good really. So I've had to resort to using my Silver Helm and my Chariot to really just cycle charge and deal as much damage as possible to these Swordmasters. And luckily to find out, to behold, it worked excellently indeed. I end up being able to wipe out these Swordmasters with just this constant cycle charging and dealing with them that way. Even if it was yes, I lost a lot of my Silver Helms. And over here it's quite funny. We had a bit of a shoot off, and due to my wider arc, even though there's actually more of them, I actually win this as well. That, and also because they're distracted anywhere. They want to keep on shooting my Silver Helms, and yeah, they kill a few men. They've already got 90 kills so far, because these were the guys that were over here, and they were shooting my archers down here. Oh, bit of lag then, moving around too quickly. Yeah, and awkwardly over here. Yeah, they ended up fleeing, but yeah, surprised awkwardly. It's a bit awkward indeed. And also, if you're wondering what happened over here, I had 1 unit of, I don't know if it was the Ellyrian Reaver Archers or Ellyrian Reavers, but I ended up just basically, when I sent them all up on this part, I moved them around just to stop the Eagle Bloat Throwers from frying it. Yes, they died horrifically to their Great Eagles, but I was able to stop their Eagle Bloat Throwers from getting a lot of kills. And over here is a bit of an awkward situation indeed. Sent both my nobles and Tyrion over to deal with these Silver Helms, and they worked their way through it, but they did take a little bit of damage. I had to get 1 or 2 apotheoses on the eagles over here, And awkwardly, I thought, well, they're both wizards, they should be doing fine, but for some bizarre reason, they've just got a lot more hits off, more than me, so I thought, okay, I gotta get out of here. And as you can see, the bird of prey landing, and yeah, immediately went from like 3/4 health to now only 1/4 health, so I really had to stop that with the White Lions and cast Apotheosis on Mage. And I thought she should be able to deal with these archers, which the White Lions were, and yes, they certainly did. And yeah, it's a pretty hairy situation with all my heroes, as you might see in the fight. All of them have like little slivers of health, and it is terrifying. Luckily for me, the White Lions were able to deal with that, and I also noticed that the wizards closing in. I gotta get to safety, and then she sort of noticed that and went away. And over here as well, you would notice I did so much micromanagement to stop the eagle from getting into it. So whenever I saw her going to take more, I changed direction, and surprisingly, I dodged the attack somehow. So as you can see it, move here, move out of the way, dodged it perfectly, and I brought in both nobles, and I'm trying to get Tyrion in, and for some reason I'm thinking, yeah, the mage will deal with it fine. Luckily for me, she is, because they aren't as well. She just got knocked to the ground actually, so hey, I can't really say anything. But yeah, with both Tyrion and the noble with the anti-arm large and our patience to tear through this great eagle. And it's not summoned once, it's just one that's gone out of the way for good, and it's causing some serious problems. And with these guys 3 combined, we were able to defeat the Silver House here, and now we move on to a glorious position elsewhere. And as far as the battle goes, everything is taken care of nicely. Eagle Claw go crew cannot do anything. They haven't got anything to really stand a chance to, and they are going to get absolutely slaughtered through a rear charge from a Silver Helms, as you can see in the distance. And those are the Silver Helms that killed all the Sword Masters, so they're going to take a serious problem. To be the moment I didn't micromanage them quickly, I was targeting somebody else, but no, I was definitely targeting the Eagle Claws, and I was like, okay, you'll go die. And they also ganged up on their mage and took some good revenge for the few hits she took on my mage, and the noble and Tyrion had a glorious time slapping her around a little bit.
Glory awaits.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this was also the time where I'm like, this noble with full health could do us some serious damage, and they're like so many times just noping the hell out of it and just using archers to just whittle their health down. And yeah, as you see right now, I just switch all my archers to basically fire upon him. And it's literally the only thing I've infected in this game is, well, literally just the noble, really. And luckily for me, they end up losing. Oh no, what actually I realised happened is I was literally right on the very edge, because I was literally just stood over here trying to beat her, and also I just realised I'm literally on the sliver, on the cusp of taking their little citadel. So I thought I should actually move over here and take that, and in doing so, it just caused a little bit of a debuff to their leadership, and I ended up winning, and that was a glorious time for me. I don't know if I did anything else after that, just sort of tried to like maybe kill the noble or something. With the units I have and them fleeing, I could have changed that doom and done it, but it's a siege battle. I didn't need to. I know that all of them would be wiped out anyway, or maybe not. And yep, as you can see, everyone, as you can see over here, you could tell which units were the ones that went against the Swordmasters. The Swordmaster over here with 1 kill, and the Swordmaster over here with 4 kills. So even with like 300 spearmen, they did absolutely nothing to Swordmasters. And they just, as you can see on the 217 kills, they just absolutely tore right through them like Swiss cheese, and it was disgustingly painful to my soul. Yeah, even with a full surround, just no, they were just too high in their defensive melee stats, and it was terrifying. Luckily for me, the chariots and the Silver Helms were able to help out. Yeah, but as you can see, these. If I'm trying to think correctly, I think actually I had the Ellyrian Reavers. They were just stood on the other side of the gate, and I was just trying to fire on the those gate guards that were on top of that wall, as on the right hand side of the castle. and they just couldn't really get any shots off, and that's why they only got 4 kills. It just didn't quite work. I should have just charged. I should have just moved them into the settlement where I can get a lot more better angles. They could have helped deal with the Silver Helms. They could, deal with the Sword Masters. Because even though they do have an army block, if they're dealing with the Spearmen, and they don't have, and also missiles don't really take into account of the melee defense. So, or maybe it does. I don't know. Probably not, actually. I could have done at least some extra damage over there, or could have done some damage to the eagles that were summoning, which, saying that though, a lot of the times I just ignored the eagles and let them just dwindle their health away through them being a summoned creature, even though it still took a long time to get rid of them, just because I noticed single entity models that you summon, they drain much less health than they do with units, because each of the models take damage. So a unit of like 160 to 200 clad rats, with all 200 of them taking trickles of damage, even if it is 1 HP per like 10 seconds, it's still like a 200 damage per second. So it's like, whereas 200 say damage per second on a single entity that has 3,000 to 6,000 health, it's gonna take a long time for them just to die from just, like them crumbling away. And yeah, the heroes, the only reason why the mage was still alive was from that apotheosis. If I didn't give her that apotheosis, she probably could have survived it, but she would have had almost similar health to Tyrion. And I was there when I actually first sent Tyrion into the Great Eagle. I was there with like crossed fingers, like, oh god, I hope that eagle doesn't kill me. And if it was a successful hit, it would have definitely killed him. But luckily for me, his melee defense was so good, he was able to survive easily. But yeah, so many kills. Besides their archers, because their archers were on the walls, and they just got torn to shreds by all of my white lions. And it was a fun time for me. But yeah, let's move on to other places now, shall we? Okay, so we'll start recording now. Okay, so we have ourselves another battle replay. And I started playing it from this point because I noticed, this was where the first kind of impact started to come together. And for some bizarre reason, he charged their cold ones into my spearmen, whilst I'm firing upon them with more men. But yeah, I'm able to trap them in and block them in, so they can't really escape very easily. And as you can see, a few over here and a few over here. But I did notice there's a bit of a charge over here, but the arrows that are coming in are still like absolutely pestering them. And I start to move my men around as well, because I realise actually it's going to be a bit awkward. And also, this is Alistair's the White Lions army, so of course there is a hell of white lions everywhere, and it is quite amusing. So let's just see these charges potentially come in. There's going to be one right here that's going to be nice. If the AI actually charged me, but they didn't actually get their charge bonus off, so they've lost out a lot. And on each flank, I have myself a white lion, a spearman, to protect these archers, because they were posted up here to protect the archers. And I also would be having a noble. You can see the noble coming round just to try and get a charge off, even if it is going to be him. And I also have Alistair as well, coming in over here just to try and deal with some people. But then I thought, actually, I'll go for a rear charge off. And I think I do the same with these white lions as well over here. If they don't end up just standing there the entire game, my loss. Annoyingly, yeah, I had to keep my eye out as well, because my archers that were targeting Chameleon Sneaks, they would have ended up chasing them all the way up the battlefield. I'm guessing they might be the ones over here. Yeah, they were trying to target the gold ones. So now I'm just targeting the pesky Chameleon Skinks. And I'm also just leaving my eagle in reserves just in case I need it. I could probably get them all into these combats over here, because all of these guys, yeah, they don't have spears. Well, there's one spears over here, but I mean, like, there's no spears already involved, so I can actually kind of get them in. And over on the flanks over here, I did bring an eagle in to help deal with these cold one spearmen as well, because I know the anti-large is going to be a problem, so I really need to deal with them as fast as possible and try and beat them before they can beat me. And this charge probably could have gone on much better rather than being all propped up right here, because there's like lots of small units in. And I did bring my Ellyrian archers out, and I'm starting to target over here. Or, sorry, I know, because over here is a better one because I'm getting into their rear, and there's no shields being protected, and they should have a nice little time as well. Spears are pretty good at defending over there. And over here it seems a bit scarce as well, which I start firing upon it because I'm realizing this big old front would be nice. Oh, but at some point I cannot wait to show Alistair the White Lion just absolutely melt their lord right here. At the moment, Alistair gets a bit like wary. He's kind of, yeah, he just sort of stood here and I'm realizing actually I should get him into the lord. And I make a big play because Alistair the Lion has this potion of strength and also the sword of anti-heroes. I should have got him in much sooner. I could have literally stopped him right here and right now, but a little bit delayed of my micromanagement. I'm basically just going to hover over him because I want to see his actual stats just tank through the roof, because he would end up basically getting plus 60 to his armor piercing and his also weapon strength, so he just tears right through him in like 3 hits. Yeah, it's any minute now because he just got himself the blessing from my Law of Heaven, was it? I forget when exactly, but I charge him in, and I do end up forgetting when, but it's a bit awkward. Yeah, everyone else is fine. It's all being dealt with over there, and it's all being dealt with over here. That's quite nice. I'm just gonna, yeah, here he is. It's right here. So I'm just gonna pause it here just so I can see his stats. But okay, surprisingly, with the potion of strength, oh, it's because I think I haven't fully activated it yet. Where is he? Here it is. Yeah, plus 65. It's 600 melee attack, and it is just devastating. I want to see the health on their lord just drop as I start doing some swings on him. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, it's pretty even health, but I think like from like 1 or 2 swings from Alistair, it will just absolutely, man. Yeah, half his health just tanked from 1 hit, and then eventually another half as well. Especially with the buff as well. He has also 50 melee defense, so he's not getting many hits. Yeah, literally 3 swings, and it took him from 3/4 health to 1/4 health. I also think he does another swing now and just straight up murders him. Yeah, 4 swings and he's dead. So yeah. Yeah, it would have been 4 actually. It would have been actually just 5, but he ended up missing a few times annoyingly. But yeah, he ends up just absolutely getting butchered by the spears now, which is a shame. After Alistair doing all that work, the spears end up getting the final blows, and then now because of that, full massive rout to the army after their lord being slain so elegantly and so efficiently with Alistair. It caused everyone to start fleeing, and I technically won from this point, but I thought I would try and whittle down these units. Not realizing because I was so close to my settlement, or actually no, they were inside, because I was at peace with them, and then they were starting to be all naughty and end up trespassing in my lands. I had Mazdamundi's ears where I want to show something quite funny with Mazdamundi as well in a way. And yeah, these guys were also right on my board, like literally so much on my borders. They could be literally just like sniffing, like stroking the walls and like slapping all my elves in the face in my settlements. So I was just there like, nah, I'm not having any of this. And I ended up just hunting them down and starting to deal with them now. Basically whittling them down. I'm trying to get to these chameleon skinks because I do not like how full in health department as they have. But annoyingly, these units here keep on blocking my charges off. I should have actually just moved around. If I wanted to be actually a proper serious micromanagement, I probably should have just moved around them and get to them because it'd be much faster. Or I just felt like a lot of times the charges just stopped. Like I kept on having my Ellyrian Reavers charge into them, but they keep getting distracted on these swords warriors, and it was quite vexing indeed. I should have just sort of went screw it and do it. Or I think I think it was more the fact that I just basically selected everybody and told them to like charge after their thing. But I finally got some guys over there. Awkwardly as well, and one back thing as well. I forgot to save them from like being seen because I had them all hidden in the trees over here. But then I realized also the predatorial instincts just means that they were able to find them in the trees anyway and sort of smell them. So it didn't quite work in the end. Because I knew also if I had them on free fire mode, they would just easily fire, and 90% of the times my ambushes in trees end up being found out just because I forget to. That was a nice point blank shot into trees. Oh, never mind, they're just going straight through the trees. But yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward this now. I was kind of talking in a way to get it out of the way. So while we're talking, but yeah, just chasing them down, trying to get a few extra kills. But because I was so close to my settlement and there's no escape as well because Alistair was blocking off their only form of escape by land, they were just wiped out anyway. But yeah, let's end this battle. No kills, obviously, on my wizard of Mage of Life because, well, she's designed for buffing, not killing. Until she gets banishment, she's not going to have any spells that actually do damage. And a lot of the spells I find not really needed because it seems to be the AI doesn't like to try and do charges. They try and think too much about getting a rear charge off. They don't actually end up sometimes charging you efficiently, and they never really get the charge bonus anyway. So holding them in place so you can get your charge bonus off and stop them. The net of attack is kind of not needed. Sometimes I guess it could be handy for chameleon skin purposes if I was trying to chase him down with infantry. That would probably be the only time it would become useful. But I'm going to show you something funny with Mazdamundi now, and maybe a battle later with Mazdamundi, which might be a bit bizarre, but just for an experiment to prove a point, basically. Why I think sometimes auto resolves are so ridiculously dumb. Okay, so this is the thing what I'm going to say is quite funny. You see Mazdamundi, and you see this high elf army right here. I have a little observation of their army. So, a lot of Swordmaster power, and I mean a lot of Swordmaster power. That's like the equivalent of my White Lions of Strays, but Swordmasters. So that's really goddamn good. That amount of anti-armor piercing, anti-armor, and anti-infantry attacks, and they got a little bit more as well. So pretty good army. And this is Mazdamundi's army. Pretty decent. Got a few skirmishers, so maybe they could run circles around this
protector.
Less. They got the speed, a little bit of speed, but mostly the archers. And yeah, I did a little test as well, and sword masters will just destroy all this infantry. I absolutely destroy it. Like the swords warriors would only get like 20 kills, and the swords warriors would just wipe them all out. So yeah, one sword, I would say 3 units of sword master Hove would probably easily wipe up all this infantry. And there's not really any buffs apart from Apotheosis and maybe the heroic convergence that would really maybe be their saving grace. So you could probably save maybe 2 units of these Saurus units, with maybe like 1 unit being casted with heroic convergence and 1 being casted with Apotheosis. But just observe this, in my opinion, AI controlled idiocy for a second. Alright, let's see this. Okay, little charge here. Mazdamundi retreat because I get support from the Tower of Ellyrian, which is not much. It's only a few archers, a few spears, and a noble. So because it's literally just a garrison, that's it. And now, yeah, attack immediately explodes and dies for some reason. High elves, even though the high elves would have easily have won that. And so, for a little example as well, I was gonna be there like, fair play, they won, and like I was thinking, they really must be like exhausted for their resources now in that unit. Like they must have literally just been like perfect victory or something. No, they only lost 1 single unit. 1 single unit in that entire fight, and that was, I mean, 1 Saurus spear unit. What? How do you lose that little and kill so much and so many of those Swordmasters of Hoeth and not get thrashed? So yeah, I'm gonna just do a little test in custom battles, make the exact same army, exact same map, both controlled by the AI. And I'm thinking, in my opinion, if it was to be an actual fight, and rather than being like one of these auto resolves where it just math hammers the rubbish out of how which unit will do what and which unit will fight what and whatnot. Like, the only way I can see them winning is that if the AI let all of them use all of the ammunition, which the actual like auto resolve calculator would have done. It would have calculated that they used all their ammunition up, and each one of them get like 200 kills. But if it was an actual fight, the AI would just surround them. They would break your leadership as soon as possible, and just prove army losses. They would have lost all their skinks because they just run in fear, or they get tied bound by the Ethelmar chariot. Well, I don't think it was the Ethelmar chariot. I think it was the Tyrion chariot, and the Ellyrian reavers, and the Ellyrian reavers with archers. I didn't quite check to see if the heroes had like horses, but they didn't seem high enough in level to have horses. So yeah. And even then, the spells are so feeble on Mazdamundi, there's not really much damage as well. Yeah, there's really not much, so I'm just going to go and do this little fight, and we can actually see how it would have turned out. So then, I have it, this is the battle. I have it controlled by the AI, so it's more realistic to how the AI would do it, and for some bizarre reason, I did set them into an attack stance, but for some reason they're just playing defensively. This probably might be the reason why the AI was just being so bad. But no, I maybe that's why, but yeah. As you can tell, yeah, it's all moving around. Although we should have waited, like, played this battle and then had it in a replay, just so we can see where the units are, if there's any units hidden in forests and whatnot. But yeah, not a big surprise. The AI is just wasting their cold-blooded or apotheosis is like on units that are full and healed, so it's like, why? But yeah, everything as well in this battle has been completely copied. The only thing that wasn't was the map, because campaign maps are different to like custom battle and campaign multiplayer maps. Like, there's just more map options. So, or it's like a named map, or I just couldn't find out what exact map they fought on. So this is just a map with high elf stuff on it, because, well, they're fighting in an area with high elves. So yeah, let's just see how it's breaking down. Having ourselves an infantry fight, having the units charge in. Very nice. But yeah, it's gonna be, now it should be a brutal slaughter for all of these sword masters. I mean, the swordsman will have a brutal slaughter. Ignore Alistair. Alistair's not there. But yeah, as you can see, yeah, already racking up 30 kills, and yeah, they've only racked up 9 kills, so they're easily holding. As you can already see, just from a high point of view, all of the infantry is starting to take so much more damage compared to the high elves infantry. So I don't know what these auto resolves keep on thinking. 0 kills on any of these comedian skinks, which I bet you that's probably where they got all their kills from. Obviously, Master Musty doesn't have any kills because he hasn't got any offensive spells. And he has the levels for it. He was level 13, and he had a lot of his levels put into his character trait, but he just didn't put it into spells. And kind of the whole thing to deal with Mazdamundi, he's a good slan priest. He should cast spells easily. No. So like, yeah, like a Comet of Cassadora right here with the AIs bunched up. Boom, all of them dead. And then also the Silver Helms being dumb, just barely moving around. Look at you can see how the AI is just being so dumb and how they've been moving him around. And I'm curious to see the arrows as well. Yeah, kind of funny. All of them are just all over the place. These Silver Helms can't decide where to move, and they're getting no good charge off, or even charging into Spearmen, which is the most stupidest thing for them, as they are taking so much damage from it, which is absolutely idiotic. Sometimes I really don't get the AI. But yeah, as you can see, just brutal amounts of kills. Yeah, I'm sure I saw something there had 81 kills, so yeah, even there. 67, 48, it's probably these guys, 50, 90 kills. Sword Masters are just having an absolute field day, and I don't see how this is really going to be turning out. It turned out bad for them in the campaign, it just didn't work. It's just the way the game calculates auto-resolve for some reason rather than actual battles and how it would actually turn out. Even though the AI does have some really stupid things. As you saw with the Silver Helms, they just charged in and did absolutely nothing. But yeah, it's just silly. And yeah, I have given... so Master Money does have also its Sunburst banner, and you can normally... In campaigns you can select which unit has it, but in the campaign it was also on him anyway, so it's no difference to the missile resistance and the melee defense. But yeah, everybody is just having an absolute field day on the AI for the actual like high elves. I don't get it really, but I'm gonna fast forward this so it's a little bit faster. But yeah, you can see a few routes here and there. The Chameleon Skinks are starting to route now with 0 kills to their name, except for the Blessed ones, which I have a mod to allow me to put Blessed mods into custom battles. It was literally purely so I could recruit. I wanted to see the Gate Guard, so I got a mod to allow me to get the Gate Guard, so I could see them in a custom battle, and they look really cool. They kind of have like the body stance of Lawful Sea Guard, but they have the appearance of just normal spearmen in a way. Maybe with a bit of the shoulder pads and the helmets from Swordmaster, so a little bit more fancy. But yeah, as you saw, victory, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's a decisive victory as well. A decisive victory. So the High Elves should have won decisively, as I predicted, and Mazdamundi would have had a decisive defeat. And yet it seems to be the amount of kills they had to the amount of things. It's why I was doing the same with my Mazdamundi campaign. I literally sent a desperate intervention army against every faction, which was doing rituals, and the Dark Elves won with only what two Blackguards of Daggeron and 4 Blackguard Corsairs with handbows and a Death Hag were able to kill an entire army of one Cold One Saurus, one Old Blood on a Saurus warrior. Sorry, Saurus. And then also have... No, sorry, not a Saurus. Riding a Saurus, sorry. Riding a Carnosaur. Just riding a Saurus. Ghost! Just piggybacking a Saurus. Ah! This sounds funny now. Oh, I would love to see that as a model. It would be so silly. But there was like 4 ancient Steglodons, 6 Croxigore, 3 units of Temple Guard, and the rest of the army was filled out with Chameleon Skinks. So there was like 6 Chameleon Skinks. I think it was about 4 actually, because I'm trying to think of the rotors where they being like the whole thing of 5 ancient Steglodons and 6 to 8 Carnosaurs, and then the other stuff. But yeah, they just lost immediately as well, with no losses either to the Garrison as well. So I'm there like, I just think the way the AI, right, when 2 AI factions both fight each other, it just doesn't seem to work entirely in a natural order. So I can see why, because the AI is like, yeah, I'll win this fight, then no, dead. So yeah, as you can see for the kills, this would be the kills. There's hardly any kills at all. Obviously, Alistair got all of the kills. He got so many. That's actually an infinity symbol. It's not an actual 0. It's infinity. He killed infinity of them. That's a lot. Moving on swiftly. Well, if that's the case, this guy killed 1 infinity. Yes. At least the chameleons and the skirmishers got 1 kill. At least more than 1 kill. I would expect that in a way. With that much infantry and most of them being shields, excluding the sword masters, which have missile resistance, so they have shields in a way. Yeah, I just find it really weird. All the chevrons as well, they were put onto them which was in the campaign map as well. I literally took a photo. I literally like took a photo of it and then copied and pasted it over from the campaign. Maybe the map could have made changes, but from the outcome, no, it's not really. I don't know. It just basically results in me having to deal with this problem, and it's just there like I didn't have to, which is stupid. I wouldn't have to have dealt with that problem. They would have dealt with it for me, but they just being incompetent AI just didn't work. Okay, so we're in the campaign map, and it's pretty good and fine and dandy. Tyrion's over here. Yeah, after sieging the unicorn,
I will be on
siege the unicorn. Just the animal, yeah. Of course, we just whatever. We did have attack from Latania, and yeah, she kind of killed a few of my. Well, I recruited them back, but she basically wiped out like a lot of my cavalry. So as you can see, my army has changed its layout a little bit. I've merged some of my archers together and recruited just standard Lothra Sea Guard because they will be a lot more better armor, not as much range, obviously. So I was there pondering, thinking, because I could recruit Temple Guard due to my mod. I was thinking, could Temple Guard be better? But the shield, I thought the shields and the extra melee attack would be better on them. Or they had better melee defense as well, but I don't know. And it's quite bizarre as well because, surprisingly, there was also more armor on the actual guards as well. The guards, I think, had 50 armor, so could have went that. I have to move Alistair over here to deal with this stupid Mazda Mundi situation, and I feel like I have blocked him in.
Lord of Ulfric.
Maybe if I was to look at my actual aura, he could get between there, or somehow he could just go and burst into the sea and sprint off, which is why he's positioned over there. I hope I have trapped him in that corner and he has to attack me, but oh well. If he does attack me, it probably might be the best opportunity because I'm in a march stance and I'm going to be winded for my entire army. So yeah, I'd have to just figure out ways to deal with that. Deal with the spears with range, and then all the rest should go down to my combination of magic, because I really do like Fard's protection. It's really, I think, really handy to units that will just crumble. I say ironically crumble because it was Tomb Kings. I found the splendor of how strong that is, just because of the armor and the melee defense, causing my spears to hold the line so much better than they would have. And I'm curious to see if the Dark Elves arc is kind of seeking out my army on the sea over here of Rowan, which now I find his name's kind of ironic because he's rowing his boat.
Defender of the Ever Queen.
That's a bad joke, but yeah, I'm gonna call this video here. I have a rebellion about Tor and Nick, so I'm just waiting one more turn while I basically rebuild the fortress in here, so it's gonna be a little bit more defended. And then I can go off and go to Tor and Nick. And then they probably will attack me because they kind of feel like they need to. We'll say that though, they can't recruit anything, so yeah. What they got is what they get, which is silly and funny. I'm surprised the AA hasn't demolished one of these buildings. Like, they could easily demolish the Elven embassy and then recruit a unit building recruitment, but yeah, I didn't think that because it's like, yeah, once we build it, we can't get rid of it. It's like, what's the point? No, don't be silly. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and see you guys in the next video. And remember, stay classy, guys, and have a good old day to you. Bye!